The author of The Great Reset, Marc Morano, joins me now to react, founder of Climate Depot. Marc, thanks so much for being with us. It's great to have you back.
Thank you, Allison. Happy to be here.
So, Marc, we knew this was probably coming for quite some time now, but here comes the beginning of climate lockdowns for the people over in France. Do you think this is headed over here to the USA?
Oh, it's absolutely headed here. Remember, Europe started their attacks on agriculture, on high-yield fertilizer, on livestock. They're the ones trying to shut down 12,000 farmers in the Netherlands. The small independent, not the big corporate Bill Gates, China, agribusiness-owned farms, but the small ones. And now we know John Kerry just announced last week that the U.S. is going to put the farms in their target now to go after the exact same thing Europe's doing. So this is absolutely coming. This is part of the entire global net zero agenda. And you're exactly right, Allison. This is what a climate lockdown looks like. This is what the Great Reset looks like. And the thing about France is it's 2.5-hour flight. You can't take short flights under 2.5 hours. Well, originally they proposed, the French government wanted to do 4 hours. So we should be thankful to our betters that they reduced it, 90 minutes, because otherwise it'd be 4. And Greenpeace wants an EU-wide ban on 6-hour flights. And this is already spreading to Spain and Austria and Germany. They're already talking about similar type bans. So you will go nowhere and be happy. This is reality now.
It sure is. Do you think if the liberals that are proponents for this climate agenda and all these climate scams knew that it really meant they wouldn't be able to fly, they would still support it? Do you think they know this is coming here?
Yeah, first of all, the liberals pushing it are usually the ones highly in power. In other words, Bill Gates, John Kerry, this isn't going to affect them one bit. Leonardo DiCaprio, not 1 ounce. Prince Charles, King Charles, they have private jets. They fly wherever they want to. And oddly enough, these bans don't affect private jet travel. These bans don't affect yacht travel. These bans don't affect the uber wealthy. But what they are going to affect are average people, the middle class, the masses, us, the unwashed masses. And I say that with all due respect. And this is what is incredible about it is they are taking away cheap airline flights. So the idea of a seaside vacation is going to be a purview of the rich, just like it was 100 years ago, 150 years ago. And Bloomberg News even had a huge article about how climate compliance laws in Europe have made cheap airfare a thing of the past. So whether they're banning the flight or pricing the flights out, you can't tell. By the way, BBC did a whole article, what would a flying free world look like? And they talked about how you couldn't get strawberries unless they were in season, all the supply chain, people would have to congregate closer to home. We've seen where people were sort of banned from travel. And there's a little place called East Germany. They even built a wall to keep everyone compliant. So it's not like we haven't seen this in the history of our past.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Now, big surprise, big oil investors are rejecting climate measures and don't care about ESG. How do you think the parasitic elites will handle this with many of their own rejecting their control?
Well, this is great news because we're seeing it through state attorney generals fighting ESG, environment, social governance, which basically says you can't get a loan for your business unless you subscribe to the transgender, to the critical race, and to the entire climate agenda. You're a non-business. And this is led by groups like BlackRock. Well, there's finally pushback. I think it was Vanguard has bailed out of that. The states are suing over ESG. In Wall Street Journal's reporting on all the woes of it. It's now become a liability for these corporations, the same way Bud Light, by featuring Dylan Mulvaney, became a liability. This great reset will only happen if we allow it. And what's needed is to wake up the great middle, the masses across, I hate to use the word masses, but the citizens across the world, because once we're aware of what's happening, they can't impose this upon us. And so that is the good news. On every front, we are fighting and pushing back hard.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.